Every morning, before the wind moved through the town, Lily tied the same blue ribbon to the fence. She was 8 years old, an orphan. She never explained why the ribbon mattered. She only made sure it stayed visible, a small patch of blue against the weathered wood. Her days were quiet, filled with small, unnoticed tasks. She swept porches no one owned anymore, the dust swirling in the pale morning light. She carried water for neighbors who never asked her name, her small hands gripping the heavy bucket. Before sunset, she always returned to the ribbon, carefully fixing it if the wind had pulled too hard, smoothing its fabric with a gentle touch. People passed by. Most didn't stop. They were caught in their own currents, their own journeys. But one afternoon, a woman slowed her steps. She watched the ribbon sway, a silent dance in the breeze. She noticed the care with which the small girl retied it, the focused attention in her young face. The next day, the woman left a small task for Lily, a simple errand. Then another, and another. Lily kept tying the ribbon every morning. She kept working, her routine unbroken. Nothing dramatic changed in the town, no sudden fanfare or grand announcement. But something steady began, like a quiet stream finding its path. It was a connection built on unspoken understanding, a bond woven from simple, repeated actions. Some promises don't need words, they only need to be kept. The woman's name was Elara. She owned the small bakery at the edge of town, the one that smelled of warm bread and cinnamon. Her own life had been marked by a quiet loss, a space that had never quite filled. Watching Lily, she saw a reflection of her own younger self, a quiet persistence, a hope that refused to be extinguished. The tasks she gave Lily were small at first, delivering a loaf of bread to an elderly man, weeding a patch of herbs behind the shop. For each task, Lily received a warm roll and a coin, which she'd tuck away carefully. But more than the payment, she received a smile, a brief moment of connection in her solitary day. Lily, in turn, began to see Elara not just as a source of work, but as a presence in her life. She started leaving a small, polished stone by the bakery door each morning, a silent thank you. Elara would find it and smile, placing it in a jar on her windowsill that slowly began to fill. The ribbon remained Lily's constant ritual. It wasn't for anyone in particular, not anymore. It had started as a hopeful sign for parents she couldn't remember, a beacon in the quiet world she inhabited. Now it felt more like an anchor, a promise she made to herself each day, to be present, to be steady, to keep going. One day, a fierce storm swept through the town. Wind howled and rain lashed down, turning the dusty streets to mud. Lily huddled in the small, drafty room she called home, listening to the storm's fury. Her first thought was of the ribbon. She worried it would be torn away, lost to the wind. The next morning, the world was washed clean, the air crisp and cool. She rushed to the fence, her heart pounding. The ribbon was gone. The spot where it had been was bare, the wood dark with rain. A lump formed in her throat. It was just a piece of cloth, but it had held so much of her hope. As she stood there, staring at the empty fence, she heard footsteps. It was Alara, holding a small, covered basket. She didn't say anything about the storm or the missing ribbon. She just handed the basket to Lily. Inside was a warm pastry and a brand new spool of blue ribbon, the exact same shade as the old one. "The wind can be strong," Alara said softly, her voice warm, "but it can't take away what's important. We just tie it on again." In that moment, Lily understood the ribbon wasn't just a symbol of waiting. It was a symbol of resilience. It was a promise not just to hope, but to rebuild. From that day on, the ritual changed slightly. Sometimes, when Lily went to tie the ribbon in the morning, she'd find Alara already there, a cup of warm tea waiting for her. They would stand together in the quiet dawn, watching the town slowly wake up. They didn't talk much, but the silence was comfortable, filled with a shared understanding that ran deeper than words. The blue ribbon became their ribbon, a testament to the small, steady acts of kindness that can mend a life. It was a quiet declaration that even in a world that can feel empty, you are never truly alone. A simple blue ribbon fluttering in the wind, holding the weight of a promise kept and a future found.